Somebody give me a thumbs up just to let me know that we're live. No, we are live now. Happy days. Right, what's up everybody? You're very welcome along to today's late night agenda. I hope that you're all well. I know a lot of people around the world will be watching the game at the minute. So those that are with me, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you taking the time to be with me today. I've loads to get through. Loads. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted because as I said, we're using some new software and I have a few new gadgets open in front of me. So it'll take me a couple of minutes to get through this. Now, I hope that you're all well, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely to see you in the chat. I am live now, which is good to see. I just needed to make sure that I was because we're using a new version of YouTube Studio software. So it took me a second or two to make sure that we were live. So there you go. I'm good. Thank you everybody for asking. By the way, it's your birthday, Mark Nicholson. Happy birthday to you, buddy. Many happy returns, sir. And I hope that you're all well. Look, loads to talk about tonight. We'll be going through transfer rumours. We'll be talking about the launch of the away kit, which happened today as well. I've got the images and stuff for the kit that we'll talk about a little bit later on. Loads and loads to get through, my friends. And thank you, as I said, for being with us. If you're with us for the first time, please do hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up on the stream as well. Let me start off by saying that there have been some changes to the two domestic cup competitions this season. And I totally agree with them. I'm sure you guys will as well. And I know for a fact that the manager absolutely will. So what are the changes to the cup competitions? Well, firstly, the third and fourth rounds will be played just 1 week apart of the League Cup. So they'll be played in the third and fourth week of September. And the other big change in the League Cup is that the semi-finals will no longer be a two-legged affair. They're going to be settled over one leg. Whoever comes their club's name will be the home team and vice versa for the second half of the semi-final as well. Whoever comes out first on that half will be the other home team for the semi-final. So common sense prevailing there. And the FA Cup, there'll be no replays, which is the big change with the FA Cup, and one that, again, I completely agree with. I know there'll be a lot of people out there maybe who think this is a very Premier League centric thing, and I understand smaller clubs that may lose out on money because of potential replays and stuff like that, but it's just getting to a point where those clubs that are involved in European competition and those clubs that are at the very top tier of English football and European football, there's just too many games. And with this, now this is just for this season, I believe, because of obviously the shortened season that we have and the lack of time that they have to play around in the window and stuff with regards to rescheduling fixtures or replays and stuff like that. And look, we know as Liverpool fans how annoying replays can be when they're scheduled on at times where, like last season, as in the League Cup as an example, Liverpool were supposed to be on a mid-season break, but you know, we had to go and play a game, and then the kids had to go and play it. Nobody was happy, so it is what it is. But that being said, we are where we are. Can I use any more just oddly random phrases? We are where we are. It's a game of two halves. You win some, you lose some. I don't know. I feel like I'm pulling out all the phrases already tonight. And another couple of things as well. The final of the League Cup will take place on February the 28th, and the final of the FA Cup will take place on May the 15th. So they're the two changes to the domestic cup competitions. In short, one-legged semi-finals for the League Cup. Whoever comes out first is the home team, and the FA Cup will have no replays. So there you go. That's pretty much it with regards to that. What else have we got? Have you watched any Scottish Premiership, Craig? Very little of it, mate. Very little of it. It isn't really my cup of tea, if I'm being honest with you. So, another thing that I wanted to bring up tonight before I come into your comments and before we start talking about transfers and stuff is Sadio Mane, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold have all been nominated for the PFA Fans Player of the Year award, but there was no place on that shortlist for our captain Jordan Henderson, which came as a massive surprise to me. Now, I want to just point out, in case anybody misheard me or thinks this is the PFA award, no, it's the PFA Fans Player of the Year award. The other players on the shortlist are Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling of Manchester City, as well as this season's Golden Boot winner Jamie Vardy of Leicester City. So get voting, folks, because it is open to the public. It is a fans vote. You can go and vote, and if you have voted, let me know in the chat who you've nominated or you voted for, and let me know in the comment section as well who you voted for if you've already placed your vote. What always worries me in these type of situations is when you've got 3 Liverpool players out of the 6 nominees, I always worry that the vote will be split, and that because we have 3 players, it might do one of the other players a bit of a disadvantage with regards to who goes to win the award. Like, let's say it was just Sadio Mane that was in there against Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, and I don't know, 2 other players. Then you know that those players, or he'd get 100% of all the Liverpool fans' votes. But with the 3 of them being there, might make it a bit more difficult, which is why it's more important, or really important, that you guys go out there and cast your vote for the player of the year, or the fans player of the year, I should say. If I've cast my vote, which I did, by the way, earlier on, Sadio Mane is the one that I voted for, so let me know who you guys think should win that award. Of course, I would have absolutely no issues if Kevin De Bruyne went on to win it, because he's had a truly magnificent season, and I think it'll be between himself and Jordan Henderson for the PFA Player of the Year award, the actual ones that the players vote for and not the fans. So again, a little bit unfortunate there for El Capitan that he wasn't included in the 6-man shortlist, but we are where we are. Mane will win, said Fernando Curran. The unstoppable with Thiago, can't wait. Or we will be unstoppable with Thiago, I can't wait. Stream seems to be only available in 360 on my end for some reason. Apologies, still figuring out this new YouTube Studio. Yes, as I said, we are still trying to figure out YouTube Studio, a new version of it that came into force today for us. We used to still use the old version, but we were forced into using the new version today. They've killed off the old one, so a little bit of getting used to it, but we'll figure it out, don't worry. If I am into my usual 720p glory, don't worry about it, we'll be sorted out for tomorrow. I'm going to come on to transfer talk in a second, but before I do, I wanted to just dip into the chat and see how you're all feeling. You all seem to be in fine form today. Joanne showing off all the Anfield Agenda members emojis. Thank you very much, Joanne. If you guys want to become a member of the channel, all you have to do is either click the blue join button. If you don't see that blue join button, have a look in the description of the stream and there will be a link there to become a member of the channel. Membership of Team Anfield Agenda, actually it's called Anfield Agenda FC, but I like to call it the family. It's $4.99 a month, and for that you get all the emojis that Joanne has put on the screen there now. You also get the Anfield Agenda badge beside your name. That badge changes colour the longer you're a member, and most importantly for me, and this I genuinely would be the reason why I would sign up if I was going to become a member, is to get access to the Anfield Agenda Discord group, which is where we talk about breaking news stories, we talk about what we want to discuss on the channel, transfers, leaks, all these type of things are the type of things that we speak about in the Discord group, and again that is included as part of your membership. So if you're already a member, check out the community tab of our YouTube channel and you'll see a link there to come and join the Discord group. If you're not a member, you won't see that link, so no point in going and checking on the off chance. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what else have we got? Somebody said 720. Where have we got this one? Someone said something about 720. John Hamilton said it's 720 on his end. Thank you for letting us know that, John. Rodder said 720 for him as well. So obviously this is just Crosby just blame Crosby. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Crosby's internet can't handle 720p and can only do 360. I don't know. Scotty said that he voted for Mane as well. What else is there? There you go. So Connor said 720 on my phone, only 360 in studio for some reason. Anyway, it is what it is. Look, ladies and gentlemen, loads for us to get through. I'll give you guys the option. What do you want me to talk about first? Do you want me to talk about potential transfers, or do you want me to talk about the new away kit? I'll leave it to you guys to decide. What's this? You are the Don, Craig, and we are the family. I'll take it, Jimmy. I'll take that, pal. The Don. I think Robbie has that from AFTV, so I don't want to be, you know... I mean, I'll take El Capitan. I'll borrow that from Jordan Henderson if you want. Right, what have we got? So again, what do you want me to talk about? Transfers, or do you want me to talk about the away kit? I will be talking about both anyway. It's just a matter of which one you guys want me to talk about first. So, right, I'll wait for a few comments in the chat. It's a real mixed bag, this one. Transfers, Thiago. Right, okay, so... You guys want me to talk about transfers. Right, here we go. Liverpool's transfer rumours of the day. Thiago, the big one. The one that you're all waiting for. The one that you're all waiting for me to discuss. The one that you've all been on social media asking yourselves, is he joining? Isn't he joining? I have to say, for me, the tide is starting to turn on this one now. I would have been somebody who was in the doubters camp. I would have thought that maybe this is just media hype. But... it's starting to heat up, it really is starting to heat up with regards to this one. So according to Bild, Liverpool have entered negotiations with Bayern Munich over the 29-year-old midfielder. We know that the price that Bayern want for Thiago is around €30 million or £27 million. And Christian Falk has said that LFC have contacted Bayern about Thiago. Now obviously the Echo on their end are still sticking to the line that they believe Liverpool have no interest in Thiago. And that's where I was up until the last 48 hours, I'd say, whereas now I'm starting to think that there might actually be some legs to this one. On top of that, Fabrizio Romano was tweeting today as well, and he tweeted, Liverpool are in contact with Bayern Munich for Thiago Alcantara. The player would love to join and Klopp wants him. Still working also for Wijnaldum to sign a new contract. Bayern want no less than 30 million euros to sell Thiago. It's up to Liverpool now. ... On top of this, John Barnes was speaking about Thiago with bonus code bets. I think he has a regular segment with them. And here's what John Barnes had to say about Thiago and what he would potentially bring to Liverpool Football Club. He'll bring creativity in midfield. Liverpool have a hard-working midfield and served them well over the last couple of years. On the other occasion where the front three aren't firing, he'll give them that extra creativity. He's technically very good and very good on the ball. He's a bit different to one of the midfield three that they already have. And Jurgen Klopp will know that if they're playing in games where they need more creativity in midfield, in terms of passing quicker to the front men or getting quality in midfield to create more, then he's there. As to whether he's going to come and play every week ahead of the three midfield players, we don't know. He'll be a very good addition to the squad. And similar or different quality in a similar way to what we have. So that's what John Barnes had to say about Thiago potentially joining Liverpool. There's been more and more stuff coming out, and the European-based journalists really are sticking to their guns on this one. Fabrizio Romano, Christian Falk, who's very close to the Bayern Munich camp, really do believe that Klopp wants Thiago and that Thiago wants Jurgen Klopp. So it remains to be seen whether this one will get over the line. But it's important to point out, don't be expecting anything breaking in the next 24 or 48 hours and stuff, unless Bayern Munich maybe get knocked out of the Champions League by Barcelona tomorrow, because this is one of those things that won't be settled and nothing will really happen until after the Champions League is finished, or at least Bayern's taking part of the Champions League is finished, I should say. The more I think about this one though, the more it does make sense to me. I did say I was a bit of a doubter with regards to Thiago, but the more I think about it, the more I can see potentially why Klopp would be looking to bring him in. Everybody knows he's a talented player. Everybody knows that there's also some injury worries to come along with him, but for his quality at 29 years of age, somebody who's played in La Liga, who's played in the Bundesliga, who played international football, who's a proven winner, even at 30 million euro, which is what I said, 27 million pounds, something like that, I still think it'll be a bargain. Yes, there's no resale value there to be had, but sometimes you just have to be willing to write it off. So for me, I hope the Thiago things happen, the Thiago deal happens, I should say. The more that I look at this, the more I believe it may well happen. So let's just sit back and wait and see how this one unfolds. But as I said, it is going to take until Bayern finish in the Champions League before anything really happens on Thiago. The next transfer that I want to have a chat about is the Brazilian wonder kid, Thales Magno. At least according to the Echo, they believe Liverpool again have no interest. But I think a little bit different, and various reports in the media have suggested that the Reds were considering making a move for Vasco da Gama's 18-year-old forward, labelled by many as the next Neymar. I know. Whenever you hear somebody labelled as the next X, Y or Z, you all think to yourself, not again. We had Bruno Cheru, we had the next Zinedine Zidane, I know, but bear with me on this one. This kid seems to be the real deal. He has a release clause in his Vasco da Gama contract of around £45 million, but it's believed that somewhere around £18 million may be enough to get him out of that contract. He's 6'1" as well, so he's got a very big for somebody who plays predominantly in or plays better from the left hand side, and he has been looked at by at least 12 clubs that I'm aware of around Europe. And when I say 12 club, I mean 12 top tier clubs around Europe. And is the genuine interest? I don't know, but there seems to be enough chatter about it that I've even seen something somewhere that suggested that he wants to come and play for Jurgen Klopp, and of all the clubs that he would have an option to come and join, Liverpool will be top of his list, and that's saying a lot, particularly about where we are as a club right now in world football, where our stature is in world football. We are right there at the top of the pyramid, so we should be looking to bring in all the best youngsters from around the world. And I see some people in the chat earlier on saying that that's a bit too much to be spending on somebody who's 18 years of age. I disagree. Think back to maybe when Richarlison joined Watford, or to when Vinicius Jr. or Neymar first came to join clubs in Spain. Sometimes you've got to take a gamble a calculated gamble on these type of stars, so as you don't end up having to pay 80 or 100 million for them 2 or 3 years down the line when they start to blossom. So I think that there may be something in this. I'm not saying that he's going to come in this season and be immediately challenging our front three, but definitely something that I would say to keep an eye on. Now, the one thing that I would be a little bit cautious about here with regards to this kid is the possibility of him getting a work permit, because we've seen, obviously, with players in the past as well, that can prove difficult at times. But I think if Liverpool were to bring this lad in with the transfer fee involved, maybe with the wages that would be being paid, I don't know the actual criteria for getting work permit to come into England. I don't know if it's changed. Richarlison managed to get one to come to Watford, so I'm hoping that maybe that could not be as much of an issue as it seems to be in my head anyway. But the last one that I have to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Sarr, and he himself has been speaking about the possibility of joining Liverpool and about being relegated with Watford. And here's what Sarr had to say. Personally, the relegation of Watford hurt me a lot. I didn't think we'd come to this. I told myself that we'd do anything not to go down to the Championship. However, we did our best to prevent the situation. At the end of the season, I told myself that I failed my mission. I would have liked to help my team to stay in the Premier League. It's a failure for me. I really regret it. I still have years of contract with Watford, another 4 years. If Watford wants me to stay, I'll play in the Championship. My departure also depends on them. This is what is most normal for me. And then he goes on to talk about the Reds. He says, Liverpool are a really great team. Everybody would love to play there. They won the Premier League this year and the Champions League last year. But there are other great teams in the English League. Frankly, I have to make a choice. If I am to leave, I just hope it's for a good team. At the moment, it's just guesswork. Everybody who works is looking for advancement. Maybe if Watford frees me one day, I could go and play for a bigger team, go and showcase my talent elsewhere, and then win trophies. Look, what can you take from what he's had to say there? Well, one, he name-dropped Liverpool, which to me is a big signal. Secondly, he talks about maybe Watford freeing him and everybody wanting to go on and progress their careers and win trophies and play for bigger clubs. So you can see that he is somebody that has the ambition to want to go on and, play for a club like Liverpool, lift trophies, challenge at the very top of the game and not be fighting relegation. We all know that he's very good friends with Sadio Mane, a Senegalese teammate. He even looks up to him like a big brother. So I've no doubt that Sadio could help with regards to maybe easing a pathway through for Sarr to come and join Liverpool. And for me, he's the one that I've looked at this summer that seems to be the most likely to come in and really challenge for a place in our front three, or at least to be challenged to be top of the list of backup for our front three. And the price tags that I've seen for this guy range from somewhere around 25 million all the way to 40 million, and that remains to be seen. But again, that pretty much brings to an end my transfer roundup for today. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and let me know if you disagree with what I've had to say, or let me know if there's anybody I've missed out on or you'd like me to talk about in our next video. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let me dip into the chat. Rudra Palmer, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, buddy, the newest member to the family. Thank you very much for joining and welcome. Right, let me get to your thoughts now on the transfers, ladies and gentlemen. What are we thinking? Any centre-back transfer news said Keita is the next Iniesta. Nothing new that I've seen, mate. Now, we know the obvious links there. There was Diego Carlos. Ben White was one that was top of my list of priorities, but Brighton have come out and said that he just is not for sale. So we know Leeds are putting 2 bids for Ben White. He was on loan there for the last couple of seasons. He is a Brighton player. Graham Potter, the Brighton manager, wants him to stay there. He believes he suits the style of football that they want to play at Brighton. And look, he is a very promising young player. At 22 years of age, I've no doubt there'll be a load of clubs in the Premier League looking at this kid. But if Brighton say he's not for sale, then maybe he's just not for sale. I don't know. Every player really has a price, but I can't see Liverpool going and dropping 30-35 million quid for a 22-year-old unproven in the Premier League centre-back to come in and be third or fourth choice. So I'm starting to be more doubtful on this, although I'd love it. I'd love it to happen, but not at that price tag, if I'm being honest. I think there probably is better value to be had around Europe if you look outside. I mean, we spoke about the guy before from Real Betis, whose name has slipped my mind at this moment in time, because all I can think of is Talish Magnus and how I was trying to pronounce that one correctly. Anyway, centre back from Real Betis, Algerian international, 28 years of age. We've been linked with him. He's 1 year left on his contract. I've never really seen him play, so don't know too much about him. But that's the only other real transfer activity, mate, that I've seen with regards to potential incomings or outgoings. Someone else said John Stones. I think Stones may be available to buy from Manchester City, but do we want John Stones? Because I don't. I can tell you that for certain. Baradi from Sassuolo was worth a serious look as well, said Paul Fallon. Thank you, Paul. Is Adrian staying? Asked David Little. I believe so, mate. Yes. I've not seen anything whatsoever to suggest that Adrian's going to move on this summer. Going back a few months ago, I would have thought there was more chance of it. I'd seen links to him going back to Betis, who we played for before. But if we're going to move a goalkeeper on of the three that we have, then it's going to be Loris Karius. We've seen Karius linked back with moves to France. I've seen him originally linked with a move to Porto as well, and a few other places, but he will move on. Transfer fee for him, probably somewhere around 6 or 7 million quid. I think Lorient or somebody in France were linked with him. Mondi, that was the guy I was trying to think of. Thank you. Yes, Mondi was the guy's name I was trying to think of from Real Betis. So that's about it with regard to me on transfers. But again, I want to read your comments and see how you're all feeling. Diaby from Leverkusen would be a good signing as well. So Kate is the next Iniesta. Right, what else have we got? Why did the Echo always say we've no interest? I know, it makes me smile as well, Benjamin, because I read the Echo pretty much every day to find bits and pieces, as well as reading lots of other sites as well to try and gather all the information together. And I don't know, mate. I don't know, because if you look back over previous transfers, they have said on various occasions that we've got no interest in somebody and then we go and sign them. Now, I could be wrong on this one, but I have a recollection of them saying that we weren't interested in Alisson, or that we weren't going to sign Alisson, and then we went and signed him. So sometimes I wonder, is it the Echo maybe trying to not leak stuff for the club and trying to make sure that they're kept keeping in good standing with the club? I don't know. I really don't know. It'd be just complete guesswork, and I don't want to badmouth anybody because that's not the way I go about things. But they do seem to be fairly negative, and their stance on Thiago all along has been, look, there's no interest from Liverpool. It hasn't been maybe, it hasn't been, their stance has always been, but the Echo understands that Liverpool hold no interest in Thiago at this current time, or something along those lines, even though in the transfer rumour section every single day there's been 1 or 2, 3 stories sometimes on Thiago, but they always slip that little line into it there. But I have to say, on this one, on the Thiago one, I really do think that the sources, Fabrizio Romano, Christian Falk and those, Jan Agafjortov and other ones around Europe, I think that they have the right end of the stick on this one from just my guesswork. We should look at Upamecano from Leipzig, Sachanzo the man. Who was it I'd seen linked with Upamecano? I don't know if it was Chelsea or somebody else a while back, but he is a very good centre-back, no doubt about it. And a big beast of a fella as well, big massive lump of a lad. Which you want from your centre back, really, to be fair. I mean, in my opinion, all centre backs should be at least 6'1", 6'2". Ian, how are you? The Mad Darlington fan back again. Lovely to see you in, buddy. Trust nobody but Klopp, said Phil Hampson. It's a good way of looking at it, Phil. Why not? Liverpool fan Will said, when El Jimbo was at the Echo, they were sensational, but since he joined the Athletic, they've gone downhill. Just goes to show. Yeah, look, it was a great step in James Pearce's career when he joined the Echo, and the Athletic, and I love James Pearce. He's one of the nicest guys you'll meet out there. I've interviewed him a couple of times. I've chatted to him at a couple of games as well. He's a lovely, lovely fella. And it was a great step in his career for him to go and join the Athletic, but it did absolutely take a huge chunk away from the Echo, because James Pearce had built up just an ironclad reputation as somebody who was trusted by Liverpool fans around the world. I ain't trusting anybody until pen's on paper, said Harrison. Do I think Genie will sign? I don't know, but what I will say about Genie Wijnaldum is cast your mind back to Emre Can and other players at the club. Liverpool and particularly Jurgen Klopp aren't afraid to just let a player run his contract down and then say, see ya. We did it with Emre Can, and Klopp's not afraid to make these difficult decisions. So whether he signs a contract extension or not, I don't envision Gini Wijnaldum leaving the club this summer unless something dramatic happens. Maybe he's part of an exchange for Thiago, you never know. Or maybe someone like Barca comes in for an offer and Gini wants it and Liverpool get a reasonable amount. But I think Klopp will be happy to just let him see out his contract if they can't agree a new one and then allow him to move on. I mean, we've seen it done before, as I've said. Can you just say all the players were linked with really quickly? Don't need to give an explanation. I'll do it my way, Sneaky Tom, and you feel free, mate, to go and do it your way in your forms of social media. My job is to come on here and explain things and give my view on things and to talk about transfer links. There are other people who do shorter streams and maybe just put out 2 or 3 minutes worth of content. Maybe they're more suited to you than we are, buddy, but we do the long form on here, and I like to give as much information as I can, and particularly about my opinion, because it is, just my opinion on these things. But hey, look, I appreciate your comment. Predictions for the Community Shield. We should be beating Arsenal, to be fair. I'm more intrigued to see what type of a team we put out for the Community Shield. Joe Gomez, not the real one, but a different Joe Gomez, said, do you think we should reignite our interest in Pulisic or Fekir? No, Pulisic's gone. He's gone to Chelsea, and there's no way on earth you're getting him out of that club because they love him and he's starting to light it up there. Fekir, I think there's probably too much bad blood there, and that's just guesswork, of course, because I've no idea of what went on inside the Fekir negotiations, but we pulled out of it for whatever reason. He went and signed for Betis, and that is what it is. But I'll always say that we missed the trick with Christian Pulisic, because I was screaming from the hilltops for us to sign him for a long time. I was told by loads of Liverpool fans that I was an idiot and that he wasn't good enough, but I always knew that kid was going to come out and be an absolute superstar, and that he'd do it in the Premier League and he'd do it on the big stage. And I really do think we missed the trick with him, even more so than Werner. I mean, Pulisic is the one for me out of all the ones that we haven't gone and signed that I think we've made a mistake on. And I don't know what the reason was. I don't know whether it was price. I don't know whether we were never interested or whether Pulisic wanted to go and play for Chelsea. I've got no idea. But yeah, that will be one that I will always feel got away from us anyway. Hi Craig, do you think we should sign the Copenhagen keeper? No, mate. Just because somebody had a good game against United doesn't mean that we should go and sign them. Now, I have to hold my hands up here and say that's the only time I've ever seen the lad. So if he plays like that week in and week out, then you've got a very good goalkeeper on your hands. But if he's somebody who just happened to have a worldie against Manchester United, then I'd say no. Morton said he wanted a recap. I will do a recap, but at the end. Do you know what I mean? I've got loads still to get through tonight, and we've got about half an hour left to finish up the stream. We missed the trick of Pulisic, said Dave Smith. Will Robbo be rested to play the new guy, said Scotty. Well, that is the reason why we signed Kostas Tsimikas, or Chimicus, I think it's pronounced, is to give competition to Robbo in the left-back spot, and also to give Robbo a rest so we can go and compete across the competitions that we're going to be in. I mean, we've got the Premier League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the Champions League all to take part in next season. So we're going to need to rotate quite a lot, and there wasn't really any genuine option to put in there to give Robbo a rest. And now that we've signed Kostas Tsimikas, we have that option there, and he looks delighted to be at the club. And from seeing some of the Greek Liverpool fans on social media, and they are fanatical about the Reds, by the way. I mean, there's a huge Liverpool fan base in Greece. They're absolutely delighted about this guy signing for the Reds, and they're very confident as well that he will prove to be well worth the transfer fee that we paid for him, which seems to be in and around just shy of £12 million, I think, something like that. Maybe a little bit more with add-ons, I'm not sure. Right, so will we go on and talk about the new away shirt for a couple of minutes, because I do have some information on what the away shirt is about and what the thought process was behind it. So I'm going to just put the image up on screen here now that we can talk about the shirt. So 1 second. Yeah, there we go. So there is the new Liverpool away shirt. It was released today. As with all other shirts you're going to see this season, you're going to have a stadium version of the shirt, which is the fan version, and you're going to have the vapor version of the shirt, which is the players version. I ordered mine from the Nike website directly because they were sold out on the Liverpool website by the time my ass woke up. So I was able to go onto the Nike website and order it. The shirt cost me, I went for the stadium version, i.e. the fan version. I got no badges, no name, no number or anything like that. And direct from Nike, that shirt cost me €90. Now, to be fair, it won't be that expensive on the Liverpool site. It'll probably be 70 quid like the other one, or £70, which is about 76, 77 euro. But it is always a little bit more expensive to order these things from Nike. But that was my only option because they'd sold out on the site, the Liverpool site at this moment in time. I think it's been released on August the 14th as well. But I have a little bit of information. The headline that Nike are using to accompany the launch of the new Liverpool away shirt is "Bold is the name of Liverpool FC's away game." I don't like it. I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like it one bit. I love the shirt, but that tagline seems a little bit cheesy. Anyway, speaking about the design, Nike's vice president of football apparel said, while we felt like you had to be super respectful for the home, the away gives you more freedom and we can create a bold statement. We think it's representative of the confidence of the team and the youth of the city. Let me just give you another image of the shirt here now as well. There you can see it on Curtis Jones and Sadio Mane as well. And with Sadio's image there, you can see what the kit begins to look like as a whole with the matching shorts and stuff. One thing I want to say about the away kit is at least nobody can accuse this of being a copy and paste kit, because if you look at our home shirt and you look at, let's say, Barcelona's away shirt, you can see that they're made from the same pattern of jersey. Or if you look at our goalkeeper shirt and the Zenit goalkeeper shirt, you can see the same thing. But these ones, this is an original one, as you can see, and apparently the swirling pattern on the front of the jersey takes its inspiration from the Shankly Gates and also nods to Liverpool's strong musical roots and fly posters often found around the city to advertise local music events. And that part there I took from the Echo. So that is the new Liverpool away kit, ladies and gentlemen. Please let me know if you ordered it today, what name and number you got on it. Let me know in the comment section below if you like it as well. I'm going to switch back to my main camera now. So that is the away kit. As I said, I ordered my one today. I'm sure many of you guys did as well. Let me know what name and number you got in the back of it, what badges and stuff like that. Hendo has joined the list of Liverpool legendary captains. Emlyn Hughes, Phil Thompson, Graham Souness, Alan Hansen, Stephen Gerrard. Said Dinesh, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. And absolutely agree with you 100%. Hendo will go down as a great Liverpool captain, no doubt about it. And he has one thing that none of the Liverpool greats have, and that is the Club World Cup. He was the first Liverpool captain to lift that magnificent trophy above his head. Now look, we are talking about some absolute legendary figures in Liverpool Football Club's history there, and the names that you've put out there. But Hendo will go down in history as a great as well. JR6 said, why is it blue? This is funny because I have an argument with Connor about this. I call it green, Connor calls it blue. And I can even see in the chat now that you guys are disagreeing as well on what colour it is, whether it's green or whether it's blue. If you were to look on the likes of Photoshop and stuff, it does fall into the category of blue on there. That particular shade does fall into that category, but I will argue forever that it's green. Elsie said, what's the news with Thiago? I've already gone through it, mate, but I will go back through it in a second. Let me just move on and go through some more comments. Teal, the Deva said, won't be seen dead in a blue kit, said JR6. Well, then don't fucking buy it, mate. It's fairly straightforward, you know what I mean? If you don't like the kit, don't buy it. No one's forcing you to buy it. I mean, I don't like the third kit, which hasn't been released yet, so that's one that I won't be buying, but it's not like they put it out there in Everton blue, do you know what I mean? I knew Connor would be straight in saying it's blue. It'll forever be green to me, Crosby. Forever. Steve Boo agrees with me, and that's good enough. It's green, Connor, and that's the end of it. Kingsy Gaming said, we want Coutinho. I don't know who the we is, mate, but I can tell you that I certainly don't want Coutinho. He's trying his best to get a move back to the Premier League. He'd been linked with Arsenal. He'd been linked with a few other clubs. Kia Jarabchin was talking as well about him wanting to move back to the Premier League, but the fact that nobody fucking wants him seems to tell you all you need to know about Coutinho. And I don't know who the we is. And you're spamming it in the chat now, mate. So try to be fair and give you an opportunity. But I don't know. You just seem to be not giving up on spamming that comment. Are you watching the Champions League game? No, I haven't at the minute, mate. But, ladies and gentlemen, I will be doing a watch-along of the Bayern Munich-Barcelona game tomorrow night, starting at 7:30. So I hope you can join us on the channel for that one. If you haven't joined us for a watch-along yet, I think you'll really enjoy it because I'll be pretty worked up for this one. You guys know that Barca are my second team, so outside of the Reds, of course, I will be cheering on Barcelona tomorrow. I'm going to make no bones about it. I know a lot of people out there want and think Bayern Munich will win the game, and I would agree that Bayern Munich are probably favourites going into the game tomorrow night. They're in tremendous form, playing some great football, but that still doesn't stop me from wanting Barcelona to go through. And obviously you've got Lyon and Manchester City then, who are the other potential opponents for the winner of the Barcelona and Bayern Munich game. But what a belter of a game that is going to be tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. So 7:30 for that one. I hope that you can join me. Tom P said, looks too much like a Man City shirt. Daft idea. Was it Liverpool's first ever kit made blue? Yes, mate, it was blue and white, but you're not allowed to use facts in these type of arguments, Louis, mate, because you're only allowed to see people fume. You're not allowed to put actual facts out there, buddy, but you are spot on. Bobby will be on the back, or Bobby will be back on form next season, said Ollie Chuck 1. Coutinho made his bed, he can lie in it. Exactly, that's where I'd be with it as well, and I hope it's fucking an uncomfortable bed, put it that way. Rakshid said Barca's my second team too. Yeah, I've always let it know on the channel. Look, put it this way. My love for Barcelona is not even 10% of how I feel about Liverpool Football Club. If we play Barcelona, I want Liverpool to beat them 25-0. But outside of Liverpool, Barcelona are the club that I've always let it be known are my second club. So I'm really looking forward to that game tomorrow. And I was talking to you guys earlier on about the Barcelona away kit. Have you seen it? The new Barca away kit for this season. Woo! It is a thing of beauty. Think of the Liverpool goalkeeper shirt, but kind of even nicer again, in my opinion, which says a lot. The black and gold, what I mean, from this season, which is probably the nicest goalkeeper shirt I've ever seen. That is an absolute beauty, the one that Alisson was wearing this season. Pat Panasar, thank you so much for a £20 super chat, mate. You're a gent. He said, hi, big fella, just a little something to support the channel. You're an absolute gem, Pat. Thank you so much, mate. You're very generous. That means a lot, mate. It really does. Thank you. I don't know what to say, man. Thank you. I'm not used to £20 super chats and stuff like that. You know, we're a little old us, so when one comes along, mate, it really does mean a lot to us. And Pat, you know, I'd like to thank you for other stuff as well, mate, but I don't want to give away too much in public because you're a private fella. But thank you for the super chat, mate. It really does mean a lot. You're a gent. Louis said, is that the black one, Craig? The Barca one? Yeah, black and gold. It's absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Predictions for tomorrow's game. I think a 2-1 win for Bayern Munich, if I'm being honest with you. I want Barca to go through, but I do see Bayern Munich as the favourites for the game, if I'm being honest about it. Who even has a second team? You either support one team or just watch football. Or, Mr. P, here's another idea. You can enjoy football whichever way you want, and the rest of us can enjoy football whatever way we want. So I fucking guarantee you that there are a lot of people out there that have second teams, mate. So maybe it's somebody who supports the local side as well as going and supporting Liverpool. Or maybe it's somebody that supports Liverpool but was born in, I don't know, Greece and supports Olympiacos or looks out for Olympiacos results. But I'll tell you what doesn't go down well. Telling people how they should live their lives, mate. So whatever the fuck I want, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. Is that okay? Are you happy with that? Nike copied the Barca black and gold from the Kaiser Chiefs. There you go. I did not know that one, mate. Thank you. But as you can see, the same pattern as well for that black and gold Barca shirt is the same pattern that's used for the Liverpool home shirt. Just a different set of colours, obviously. Ollie Chuck 1 said, I have a second team, my home team of Hereford. Exactly. And many people do, mate. A lot of people have teams like that. SDB said, my second team is Ajax because I'm from the Netherlands. Exactly. And for me, the reason it was Barcelona was because of the amount of holidays I spent. I told you guys before, I've but Barca shirts were the first shirts that I ever owned. So Barca are some of my earliest memories of football, which is why I have a soft spot for Barcelona. But then when I became old enough to make my own decision and start liking football at 7 and 8 years of age, Liverpool were my club. I've described before why I started supporting Liverpool. And it wasn't through family or anything like that, because my dad wasn't really mad into football, but he always knew that I was going to be into football, because even from an early age I showed an interest in watching and kicking a football about. So he wanted to nourish that like of the sport, so he bought me football shirts. And I'm never going to let my fond memories be pissed on by some gobshite troll who just wants to have a pop at me because he doesn't think anyone should have a second club. Mate, we all have different reasons for different things, you know what I mean? Sam said, my second team is Cardiff because I live in Wales. My second team is Real Madrid, said McCoy. Nice one. Scunthorpe. 1-0 to Leipzig. Wow. Did not see that coming. Someone let me know what the goal was like. Inside the box, outside the box, header, free kick, penalty. Was it inside or outside the box? That's basically all I need to know about the goal. Digger said, I've one team for each country: Barca, Dortmund, Rangers, Juventus. There you go. And I'm not going to say you should or shouldn't, mate, either way. Kent Coastal Holiday said, anybody else waiting forever for the new Liverpool home top to arrive? Yes, but I did get a notification yesterday, mate, that DPD have it, and that my mine and Lucas's home shirts are on the way, so I should hopefully have it by Monday at the latest. It was a header. A header, nice, thank you. So there you go, thank you very much for that. Don't support South African clubs as I don't find them interesting at all, said Prometheus _19. My second team is Cork City, said Ryan Brown. There you go. I think Kate will be awesome next season, said David. I think so as well. So look, let's go back to Thiago for a minute, because I know I probably missed a load of comments on Thiago. And again, I want to say thank you for the £20 super chat as well, because that really does mean a lot, mate. Thank you so much for that. I know I've said thank you 3 or 4 times already, but hey, thank you again. Thiago, what do you guys think on this one? What's your gut feeling? Do you think it's going to happen, or do you think it's pie in the sky stuff? Craig, what do you think about Alisson's new goalkeeper shirt? I'm not mad on the black one. The yellowy orangey one's a bit nicer, Liam. The away shirt. Ella said, hey Craig, see Bowles in with a chance at League of Ireland title. Yeah, they've certainly got off to a very good start, Ella. I have been keeping an eye out on Bowles, because a couple of people in the chat here are actually Bowles fans. My second team's Rangers because of Gerrard, said Milo. Anyone heard of Coventry? Of course, mate. Of course. Do they still play in the Rico Arena? I know there was some issues around the stadium, but I can't remember if they'd resolved them or not. Right, so somebody said I'm really praying that Thiago comes. Cameron said he reckons it depends on if Gini Wijnaldum goes or not. Yusuf said he's too old for me, mate. We should use the money for Magno, in my opinion. Will it be 2 different types of signings, mate? I mean, I suppose, yeah, if it's just a money issue and the only money we have available is, let's say, 30 million quid, then I hear where you're coming from. Investing that in youth and somebody who has potential to have an amazing career. I get where you're coming from. I think, as I said earlier on, he's been ranked at around 18 million quid, even though he's a buyout clause much higher than that. Coventry play at St Andrews. Have they moved? See, there you go. That shows you how little I know about Coventry City. I did say that there was a situation with the stadium, though. Can you give us an update on Origi? I don't really have one to give you, mate. I mean, I've read varying things that if an offer came in that was acceptable to Liverpool, that the club aren't against moving him on. They're playing in Birmingham Stadium now. There you go. Thank you for filling me in on that one. I'd keep Gini over Thiago, said Mr. P. He's not too old, said somebody else. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to... Yeah, it's a bit of an iffy name for me to say. Thiago has been at the top level for years. He doesn't even play like he's 29, said Louis. Exactly, and again, I want to point out that when we moved on Xavi Alonso to Real Madrid, he was 29 years of age, and look at what an impact he managed to have at Real Madrid. I think when Robin van Persie went to Manchester United, he was a similar age, and look at the impact he had on that team. So 29 is 29's, you know, in this day and age as well, there's still probably 5-6 years left in his career. It seems like players close. Where's this one? Wow, Jamie. Jesus, I don't even know what to say here. £50 super chat from Jamie Dodd. Thank you, pal. He said, these memories last forever, son. Be proud that you're a Red. Overheard at Anfield. Thank you so much, Jamie. That is extremely kind of you, mate, and will go a long way for the channel. Thank you. Between yourself and Pat tonight, mate, and the super chat earlier, like, that's £75 in super chats. That is unbelievably generous. Thank you, Jamie. You're a gent, sir. Thank you. And if anybody, by the way, as I said earlier, wants to become a member, click the blue join button. Membership's $4.99 a month. Sure, while we're talking money, I might as well bring it up again. And again, let me just bring up the membership image. There you go. If you do join, you can become a member. You get use of all the emojis that Conor Crosby's designed for the channel. Emojis that are only available to our members, such as Klopp emoji, Fuckham emoji, the Virgil van Dijk emoji. What else we got? The Salah emoji. There's all of our badges. There's the Premier League emoji, the Fuckham emoji, and loads of others. WFM and a lot more. As you can see from our pinned tweet as well, we have got a little bit of merchandise on sale at the minute. So if you fancy treating yourself to an Anfield Agenda t-shirt, then there is a link in the description, or you can just go to the pinned tweet at the top of the chat there. The pinned tweet. It's definitely not a pinned tweet. I'm so used to saying tweet. The pinned comment at the top of the chat. What's going on about Koulibaly? I don't know, but I do know we won't be signing him. Again, a lot of people saying respect to Jamie as well. What a man, said Darth Pencil. I'm blown away, honestly. It's unbelievably kind, mate. Thank you. Hendo's 30. It's what you think. It's what you do with the ball, not your age, said the K Ray is, I think, is how you pronounce that one. UK Beats at £50. What a legend. Absolutely, man. I mean, again, thank you to Jamie, thank you to Pat, and thank you to whoever else it was that sent the super chat earlier on. I forgot who it was. They still haven't got the home vapor kit back in stock, said Louis. Did you check Nike's website, Louis? Just out of curiosity, mate. I know you probably want some certain little add-ons that you can only get from the Liverpool website, like maybe the club World Cup badge or the Liverpool font on the jersey or something. But if you're just looking for the shirt, mate, it might be worth your while checking the Nike website. Joe Gomez said, have you heard of Bristol City and that we sacked their manager with like 5 games left? Yeah, they replaced the manager yesterday, I think. If my memory's correct, it was somebody that worked at Charlton originally as a backup coach there or something, if my memory's correct. Do you personally think we'll get Thiago, asks Leo. You asked me that question 48 hours ago, buddy, I would have said no. But now, I would probably be leaning more towards yes. Now, of course, I have no inside information. I like to make that abundantly clear. But I would probably lean more towards yes than no at this moment in time. Yes, like 2 days ago I told you I wouldn't stick 50 quid on it. Now I would be more likely to stick 50 quid on it. Darren Herbert said Nike are sold out. It's mad how in Nike Ireland you can get them, which is weird. They're still available here. Joanne said super chats with a smiley face. Joanne's always been fantastic as well with super chats, super stickers and stuff like that. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring this stream to a close, but just a reminder that 1, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button and give the stream a thumbs up. 2, we'll be back tomorrow for a watch along of the Barcelona Bayern Munich game at 7:30. I hope you can join us for that one. And 3, thank you so much to everyone that tuned in tonight for all your support, your comments, the super chats and everything in between. It means the world to us that you take time out of your day to come on here and have a chat about the Reds with little old me. So really appreciate it, folks, and I will be back tomorrow at 7:30. Lots of love to you all, and up the Reds.